Yes, it's coming up.
Great.
Thank you.
Perfect. So let's start. So it's dealing how to set up fundraiser technically, and there are various platforms offering various ways and ideas. So let us check in this brief presentation. I will really try to be quick and leave the room for questions and ideas, and let's check the most interesting ones. This is actually super nice one. You know, it's stageit.com. What is it about? It's a platform providing a sort of online venue where artists can provide live, interactive, and for this occasion, most importantly, monetized performances. It has virtual tip jar where listeners may tip the performer. I will go after this part of presentation to the website so you can see it. I don't know how it's happening in your communities and countries, but you know, here in Serbia, we don't have a much of a vocal support from competent authorities, from some politicians, but some artists and performers, they really did an amazing role in fighting for, achieving equal legal footing for LGBTI rights. And they are really very important and key actors in our activism, especially in our parts with fundraisers. So how does it work? And of course, taking into account that we are now in the confinement in COVID-19 crisis, so there are no public venues, there are no public concerts or performances. So what we can do instead, stage it. It's so how it works in nodes. It's some sort of let's say the Bitcoin for this platform, and one node is 10 cents, meaning that 10 nodes are worth of $1. And just have an idea for performers if you have any sort of a supporter in your community. So how does it work? Like as performer finishes a gig, he is given a report on financials and might request cash out after earning 250 notes, which is $25. And usage is free of charge with a blanket license with PORs, so meaning that you're legally allowed to play any sort of cover songs from Cher, from Lady Gaga, etc. So the floor is completely yours. So you just can see the share of how much money Stageit actually takes for the sake of bandwidth, for the sake of maintenance and everything. So you see. So let's just briefly go to the website to see how it works. It is really super friendly, user friendly, and very easy. So basically, you can log in. You don't have to necessarily register. You can just go through the registration of Facebook. So you see performance tool, create a show. It is very easy. The thing is that the longest can be 30 minutes. You see, you can set up the price for like the overall entrance to this digital concert. You can set up the limit, reward top supporters, and so it is very easy to establish it, and it's relatively new platform, especially popularized during COVID-19 crisis. So really, if you have any sort of performers, reach out to them, ask them. I think they will be more than welcome to maybe join this project for the upcoming 17th of May. Of course, there is a traditional way, let's say not traditional, but more known way. It's crowdfunding opportunities. So let's speak briefly about pros and cons. You know, it's a really excellent way to acquire flexible budget. As you know, I'm coming from LGBT organization. It's very hard to acquire from traditional donors flexible funds. It is a nice opportunity to engage community for the purpose of the cause, say for May 17th, and it is a good way to expand the supporters base. What are the cons? So it is now a crowded market with uncertain success. So I'm just now pointing out that the most recent study that has encompassed like biggest platforms, and it's coming from 2015, like that saying that only a third campaigns actually reach the milestone. So you just can imagine in now 5 years afterwards when more and more organizations and nonprofits are using these platforms. So I can just assume that that there is even a less share in the successful campaigns. And of course, depending on which country are you coming from and the regulations, you always have to check the fees and whether it is accessible for for a legal entity to crowdfund. So I will share you in the link. You will see in the document we have shared the link to Soji Campaign's blog with speaking more detailed about crowdfunding websites. And let's just check on this occasion swiftly for Pink Start LGBTI Crowdfunding. So this portal is solely dedicated for LGBTI causes, events, etc. So why I pointed out this? It's because it's first only LGBTI, and what is good because for a non-profits it has no charges whatsoever. So it is really good, especially if you're in lack of funds, as we all are as CSOs during COVID-19. So you see, you can here explore projects. You can reach out to them for the inquiries, for the sake of better positioning. So you see, you can see it everything, and as you can see on this slide. So whether you are raising funds for flexible funding or for fixed funding, uh, there is no there it's free of charge for LGBT nonprofits. So just to clarify, so fixed funding is like you're searching $100 for something, and flexible funding is when you don't set a proper milestone. Just maybe you can set a date from when to when you will have a fundraising campaign. Charity Buzz. It's another interesting platform. It's dominantly popular in the US, but as well it is in usage in Europe. Maybe you have paid attention that Joel was speaking about auctions and charity. So how does it work? It is an online auction platform. It is mostly with luxury stuff. Let's say like 3 night outs in 5-star suite in New York, or maybe that I've been watching tickets for final of UEFA 2021, and they usually offers like lowered amounts. Let's say like if the ticket is $1,000, they set a bid for $450. So, and you can go in the auctions, and it is always like marked to whom is this being done for. So maybe you should try it if you have any sort of luxuries or some like more expensive goods that someone would be willing to donate for the sake of charity. As we are all in confinements, we are using more than ever, these video conferencing platforms. So there is another idea that one London-based CSO has come up with, and it's charity customized backgrounds. So how does it work? It's like you upload your personalized background to Zoom, and like with raising awareness on your cause during the video conferencing. And these backgrounds can entail both video or photo. And those you see in the last line, you can just see the like size and requirements for this image. And not just you can contribute to good cause, you can be super innovative and ahead of the curve, but as well it contributes to keeping your privacy as well. Or if you are here hiding, that someone won't be seeing your mess. I just want to say on this occasion, because we are fully aware that Zoom is not encrypted, and it has caused a lot of problems for some activists that I know, because it's not safe and it's not recommendable even by competent authorities and law enforcement agencies in the US. But still, it is in usage. It is working officially on fixing it. So just don't take it. Don't take it that we are recommending Zoom on this occasion. It's like very important for us to stress this out. So you see, it's this London-based CSO fundraising everywhere. They have proposed like this, but as well you can see, maybe you can put like May 17th and maybe a link to your PayPal. But I don't know, whatever. It is a really good, and it's a good tool, especially if you're having handful of meetings throughout the day. I will just conclude this with donate buttons and with really nice ideas. There are a lot of options regarding the donating buttons on your website. So let's just swiftly go through some of them. Uh, I don't know if you were aware of it. It's really super nice to know. You can have a donate buttons for Facebook. So it's easily set through posts and live videos. And it is established through fundraising Facebook tool. It is very easy to go through it. Your just page has to be categorized as nonprofit, and there are no processing charges for nonprofits, and you must collect at least $100 before payout. Why is this good? Because if you are organizing some sort of live, let's say, meet up with our activists, or let's talk about how to cope with mental health during COVID-19 as LGBTI persons. If you are having any sort of live videos on the Facebook as a social media, it is a really good opportunity if you have constituency to just set this to set this donate button, and especially because if someone user click donate, Facebook will remind him of it. So it's a really nice tool. As well, Google provides a donate button, and it will potentially search in, show up in the search results in relation to the name of the organization. There are just more perplexed requirements, like membership of Google for nonprofits, as well to be listed in GuideStar database, and it's lasts around 2 weeks. So if you're intending on, setting up Google Donate button for the purpose of 17th of May, maybe it will be like time consuming and lack of time, and you might wait for 2 months to acquire funds. So definitely for this May 17, you won't be using Google Donate button, but it's just good to know that it exists. As well, GoFundMe charity button. It can be included directly on a nonprofit's website, and it does not require a connection to a certain campaign. So it can be just set as independent button. And just to sign up for Google GoFundMe charity is necessary. As well, that is the most in usage, at least in our region, is a PayPal donate button. It has pros and cons. Pros are that it's brand recognition, so there is a research that people are very the likelihood of donation increases as people see something that's familiar as PayPal. And PayPal is a super familiar platform, so it is very recognizable, and likelihood just grows. It's very easy to set up with this small button within your website, and it is safe and reliable, so it's like PCI compliant, and it performs automatic fraud screenings. When it comes to cons, it's limited branding options, non-transparent fees, because it's like very unknown from country to country, from donation to donation. No one actually knows properly, and it offers limited payment methods, meaning of the type of the card, etc. So how does this button look like? It is just a classic button. You are advised always to offer people opportunity to maybe make their contributions on a monthly basis, not just as a one-offs. As well, some suggested amounts. And I will finish my presentation and leave floor for questions with a really interesting tailored button section regarding COVID-19 crisis. As you know, we are in confinement, as bars and cafes are closed. We are not commuting anymore. We are not using public transport. We are not going to lunches. We are not going to dinners, to night outs. We are not paying our overpriced cafes at Starbucks. So this Chafez and Lindsay group, they have really created very nicely bars with that you can count, of course, at your own idea. How many subway rides have you saved? How much money you have saved? How much train tickets haven't you purchased since you're in confinement? And then you can count it all together and put it in a merged cell, and you see it's money that you would be spending either way. So maybe you can donate